Alright, how's it going, everyone? Black Mom 44 coming back at you with some more Tyranny. So last time that I left you guys, um, we had just basically been the Oathbreakers from the Scarlet Chorus camp. So we are just going to continue from that point, and we are in the paused game, so we can look over at everything. So there's Aurora, there's Tarkus Demos, and there's Mocking Blaze. So we're going to see what to do. So Aurora says the prisoner is from the Tarkus clan. Now he's not just an Oathbreaker, he's one of their leaders. She signals to her men by dragging her hand across her neck. No mercy for those who foment rebellion. Find a post and string him up. If his wounds don't kill him, thirst, starvation, and infection will do the rest. Mocking Blaze says all must be given a chance to find absolution in service to the Scarlet Chorus. He points a finger. No, it's a woman. So she points a finger at the disfavored officer. You know full well this has always been our way. He has a chance to be slave or soldier. Only then do we feed him to the pigs. Aurora says, I tire of this nonsense. You keep recruiting these Oathbreakers, then you fail to inflict order, and they defect. And we have to fight them all over again. I will not let another one of these South knobs come back to haunt us. Mocking Blaze, while I insist this Oathbreaker be taken to the voices of Narad, leaving us at an impasse. Fortunately, we have a fate binder here to settle the matter for us. So she turns to us, an expectant smile creeping across her face. So what say you? What should become of the prisoner? So we can say execute the Oathbreaker, one chance to surrender is enough, or we can say the Chorus should be allowed its chance to recruit new warriors. Now, here's the main difference, is that the Disfavored are a really tight army. They're really small, and there's not a lot of them. So they're all Northerners, as they call them. Scarlet Chorus, in comparison, are all chaos. They're from everywhere. You know, it's basically you're given the chance to fight. Most of them volunteer, and for some, they're given the option, and they basically kill their whole family, and that's how they get in. So, what should become the prisoner? I already said that we're probably going to side with the Chorus. I think that the Chorus is fine, so the Chorus should be allowed its chance to recruit new warriors. So we gain favor with the Chorus, wrath with disfavored. Aurora says, if that is how you wish it, the prisoner will go to the Scarlet Chorus, but mark my words, treating these curs with kindness has been and continues to be a mistake. Mocking Blaze, if it will calm your nerves, I assure this one won't be put on the battlefield. She snaps her fingers loudly, gesturing for her gang to listen. Make sure the prisoner is taken straight to the voices of Narad. Aurora gives you a nod. Till next time, Fatebinder. I know you have important business in the valley. No point in keeping you. Gives us a salute for the glory of Kairos. Alright. So then we've seen that. This is like the third time. I'm not clicking on that again. So weapons and armor are stacked with neat precision on the transport cart. Every spear is honed and oiled, ready for battle. Symbol of the Scarlet Chorus is smeared in blood on the tattered cloth tent. No effort has been made to repair the gaping tears. Kairos ordered the original icon of the Disfavored erased from memory. For over 100 years, Disfavored had kept the scratched out iconry, wearing it with pride. So Verse says, admiring the Disfavored sigil, I know a thing or two about that. And if we can click them both, we can speak with her. And she says, couldn't help but notice that you're eyeballing the Disfavored symbol littering around camp. And I can say it's hardly a symbol, just a scroll. She says that's true, but it used to be the pride of Graven Ash's Legion before Kairos made them deface it. And what happened? Word has it that Ash has been under more scrutiny than the other Archons, seeing as he took a stand against Kairos in the past. Even though he bent the knee in the end, that doesn't place him above suspicion. Kairos and the other Archons keep him on a tight leash. So we can look, and it tells us, before he bent the knee to Kairos, Graven Ash rallied his legions against the Overlord's authority. His prowess on the battlefield ingratiated him to the Archons, who welcomed him into their ranks in exchange for his obedience. She says Ash's troops impressed the growing empire, but Kairos made them sacrifice everything they were up to the point Ash surrendered. They've been disfavored ever since, and fighting to earn back their honor. I guess that's why you don't cross the Overlord. Kairos holds a grudge with a mean, jealous streak. And I can say, actually, I have other questions. Go on, then.
What do you need?
Are you a spy for the voices of Narad? She regards you with an unreadable expression. Her mismatched eyes look at each of yours in turn. So we don't have enough reputation. And she basically is like, who cares, right? Who cares if I'm a spy? Who cares if you're a spy? Who cares if he's a spy or she? We're all spies, right? So we don't have enough rep with her to be like, so what's going on? The Voices of Narad is the Archon of Secrets, or Fair Dealings. If you don't assume that everyone already reports to him, not being careful enough. I don't think that we have enough rep with her. I'm not gonna try to talk with her, because I already know she's not really gonna say nothing. So let's go over. Well, we'll loot this. There's some sky cap, so plus 10 lore for 120 seconds. And plus 10 to all magic skills. We're going to take that. Also, last I checked, we gained some magic shit. Spell creation. So we still have that. Never mind. We still have frozen grass. I mean, we've had frozen grass this whole time. Then... Okay, never mind. I thought that we gained something else. Actually, I think we did. Open up the inventory. What's this? That's Kairos' edict. Yeah, makes sense. I thought that we got scroll. Here we go. Here's all of our shit. So scroll, sigil of distant impact. So we can look. I'm gonna learn it, and I learned it. So now we can go ahead, go in here. We have frozen core. And we can learn Distant Impact. And we get Rhyme Spike. 38-second cooldown, 25-38 Frost. And that has 10 to 14 Frost. That range is 2 meters. This one's 8. It's an area of effect. So, AoE versus dodge. That's not bad. So, let's assign it. And we'll give it to me. Alright. So we just created ourselves a new spell. Just so everyone's fully aware, I'm not entirely sure, like, you know, what they changed with the new DLC. I don't remember Verse talking to us about, like, the Disfavored, but I also might not have been paying attention. Oh, nice. I can give myself a head wrap. Let's see. So let's start looking at, like, equipment and see if there's anything useful. So that's complete party stash. Don't really need that. So I have Commander's Will. This is because I pre-ordered the game forever ago. You know, So what's interesting is you can actually see the difference between both items, right? Like right on the screen. So what we have equipped gives us 4% deflection and 3 disengagement defense. And this gives us 5% deflection, 2 seconds of recovery, all 200 milliseconds. And 3 disengagement defense. I mean, you know, oh well, right? It's actually 1% deflection, and I mean, it's actually garbage. Yeah, it's pretty trash, right? We also get the Fatebinder Seal. It gives us +2 resolve. I like carrying that. I know it's DLC. Oh man, like, you know, it's pre-order shit. Well, shit happens, right? So several skulls bleached by the sun, picked clean by carrion birds, are spiked on a roughly hewn post is the only heraldry the Scarlet Chorus needs. These guys are chilling around here. Probably gonna eat these guys, I don't know. Weapons and armor are strewn haphazardly around the cart. Every blade shows sign of rust, and every piece of armor is in need of repair. Scarlet Chorus. So, Scarlet Chorus, and then here's Disfavored. So you can see they have complete different styles.
Sorry, can't.
I tried to click and, I guess I can't. Not allowed. And now we'll take our step outside. So there's a guy just hanging there. And we can, like, talk to you. I can't wait to run a spit through those rebel dogs. Maybe you. Careful under the portcullis. Cursed thing is near rusted enough. And let's explore over here. If I recall, there's nothing really. But who knows? I might be wrong. So we can climb this. Get to that ladder. But, oh, I have enough athletics. I can do it. But it needs 39 subterfuge. Man, they fucking got me, huh? So, we're gonna climb down. We might go back. I'm not entirely sure if it's useful, but I mean, it gives us some experience. By the end of the game, I was pretty good. So, also, you can rest. While I'm here, I'm just gonna quickly say, you can rest at like campfires and stuff, or in some of these camps, they allow you to rest. So we're gonna go to Disfavored Camp. Right now we're at the Tyranny ruins. So it's basically just a garrison is there, warding them off. Disfavored Camp's over here. So we're just gonna go there, and it takes 2 hours, 45 minutes. Excuse me. So, we traveled. We're going to proclaim Kairos' edict to the Archons. So now they're saying, take what you can carry, but leave the cart and all the stuff. This guy is Sterling Hagnon. We can leave it. He goes to Lethian's Crossing, so let's go in. Hail, Fatebinder. Disfavored Scout nods at your approach. Camp's on up ahead, don't mind us, just clearing out the rabble. Sterling Hagnon. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, and I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll, but she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I am not allowed to trade one thing for another? It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. So I could say, the Overlord regulates all trade. If you lack the proper permits, your goods are forfeit, or you're on disfavored land. So let's just say, the Overlord regulates all trade. And he says, a trade permit? Well, how was I mean, to whom would I speak for such a thing? And Crescent Runner says, not us, not our problem. Maybe march your ass to Bastard City and plead your case before Tunin. We'll lighten your burden and relieve you of your wares first. That should make the long trek a bit more bearable. So she mentioned Tunin. We're Fatebinders. So, anything we argued before Tunin may be argued before me. We lost favor with them. So, what's there to discuss? We should kill this mongrel, and so she sort of pauses, and she places her hand in front of her mouth. Because Fatebinders are worth more than the chorus, and they're worth more than people in the disfavored. So the fact that she's trying to be like, what? Why are you even saying anything? It's sort of like, oh shit, like he can do whatever he wants. Or she can. So if the Fatebinder wishes to weigh in on the matter, courtesy demands we listen. Soldier clears her throat, looks at you expectantly. This is a disfavored matter, but I know the agents of the court do so love to throw their judgments around. He says, well, you could rob me now and have my supplies today. And he grabs a flask from his cart, or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey all year long. I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing draughts. Certainly any army will need those. He uncorks a small ceramic vial, and the aroma of cloves and lanolin assaults your nose. I can say these are essential goods to the war effort. Let's see. So I can agree with the disfavored. We already sort of said that we're not going to go with them, so whatever. But I can say, what coincidence? Your family recipe for wound paste smells just like the Scarlet Fury's own concoction. Where'd you steal this? More lore. And he goes, I don't know what you're getting at. So we can pick him up by the collar. How stupid do you think I am? We can go to them. And I'm going to say, I think this Tearsman needs a little roughing up. He says, slow down, I'll tell you everything, just don't hurt me. I found most everything out in the forest of the valley. I'll keep my head low. I'd keep my head low when I heard sounds of combat. Then I'd take a look, grab whatever wasn't claimed by the first victors. So then you stole from the disfavored dead. How else did you get your hands on that iron? Scout points to the merchant's cart. You would come here and sell us our own armaments? And Sterling says, if anything has an owner, I'll return it, but this iron would have turned to rust if left in mud on the battlefield. Disfavored are few in number. Is that not right? You need a man like me to gather up supplies that would otherwise go to waste. So he can say you can trade your wares freely. I'll say disfavored will tolerate your presence, but you have to pay them handsomely for such charity. And Cresswarn goes, we will? Clears her throat with a cough before repeating herself in a more upbeat manner. We will! It sickens me to make exceptions for this vulture, but if you'll supply the disfavored without profit, perhaps this indiscretion is for the best. It's not like our larders are overflowing. A work slave to scrounge provisions would be an asset. And I gain favor with Lethian's Crossing. So he says, thank you for interceding on my behalf. I know my life will now depend on showing the disfavored due gratitude for suffering my presence. If I must grovel a bit to earn my daily grain, so be it. Oh yeah. So there we go. So verse says, slow down a moment. I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a bunch of magpies, but I need to tell you something first. What's that? Voices of Narat told me you've come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story. So let's have it out. What's so special about you? I can say, what else has the voices of Narat told you? Only that I could find you in Edgerine ruins. Truthfully, I could have picked you out of a crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months bathing in the stink of the Matani River. She laughs, but like that, like how we'd laugh. And I'll say, why so suspicious? Just a feeling I got. When the Archons get together, the air gets as taut as a bowstring. Can't help but think that no amount of compromise will get them seen eye to eye. So why invite a mediator from Tunan's court? It doesn't add up. And I'll tell her the truth. I'm here to deliver an edict from Kairos. We gained loyalty because we were honest. She says, that makes a crazy kind of sense, considering how long the siege has taxed the armies. I can understand why Kairos would send you with an edict to speed things along. Have you read it? Do you know what it says? And I can say, the Archons must claim Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords, or we will all perish. More loyalty. So, pretty easy. And she says, one more thing for the Archons to fight over. Well, thanks for cluing me in. If Kairos sends any lightning our way, just tell me when to duck. And I'll say, why do you think the Archons are at odds? I've been with the Scarlet Corps since the early days of the Conquest, so I can say it's been building for a few years now. There's an energy about those two, like a pair of storms moving to collide. I heard tell that Graven Ash and the Voices of Narat shared some bad blood in the Northern Empire, but I don't know any of the particulars. I can say, that's absurd. If the Archons cannot put the past behind them, they are unfit to command. And that scares her. So, quick to anger, are we? I'm not disagreeing with you, but I would take care where you speak your mind. Someone is always eager to report slander to their favorite Archon. Without their power, with all the power they wield, these types aren't quick to forgive. And I'll say, I really ought to be mean with the Archons. More loyalty. So the war tends just past the center of the camp, so she nods towards the northeast. One last thing, be careful around these disfavored types. They take their work seriously, Must have suffered too many blows to the head. So, you know, they all basically talk shit about each other, right? So I'm just gonna go up here, and we'll see what we see. Humble grave lies before you. A battered sword has been used as a marker. Initial B deeply
A
engraved in
modest
the iron.
grave for the Archon's son, Brennix. We don't bother with funeral rites in the chorus. No point in thanking conscripts for their duty.
So Archon, grave in ash. His son died here, right? So you can sort of see it's a little personal for him, a little too personal. No, what I like to do is I really like to scan out the areas first. So who do we have here? Step closer and present yourself. No thanks. The wood used for these parapets is pristine and finely cut. These walls have yet to see any battle. We don't need to see Sterling anymore. I completely forgot. Let's go up. Talk. Stone shield. Gate guard holds up a warning hand. Go no further. You approach the sacred ground. State your business. I'm Linux, Fatebinder of Tunin. I bring words from Kairos, words for your commander's ears. Ah, so you're the fire starter. Sevius and the companies returned from the burning library, telling some harrowing stories about Kairos' edict of fire. Thinking myself brave, but I'm happy to have been far away from it all. Must have been a terrifying honor to be the messenger of such righteous force. Fire starter, you know, that's when we burn down the library. Go on in! Archons are expecting you. You find them in the war tent, center of camp. Oh, Pentabor, what's up with you? Hail to you, guardian of the law. The man dressed in merchant finery greets you with a smile. If you have a few excess rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before battle. You know that if the disfavored suffer a merchant in the camp, that must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. Points to his collection of shields, rations, satchels, wineskins, and other sundries. Take a look and see if something interests you. How do you come to work with the disfavored? Hard work and good suppliers. When Tunin's men came to my village, all the merchants were given different lists of what they were or weren't permitted to trade. Smiles, hand on hips. In Kairos' good wisdom, my record must have been a good one, because I was given the right to trade in all manner of goods. Most importantly, arms. Not a lot of merchants can legally sell weapons. It was like that even before Kairos. Farewell. Travel well, and I'll be here should you need to trade again. So we can look. It's a person with fresh food and useful goods. So what's up with you, Rona? Got no time to chatter. Too much armor to mend. Speak to Uncle Pentabor. A few rings to trade. Alright, and now we can get some stone shield armor. Maybe. Alright. Oh, we can subterfuge it. Oh, nice. And then we get another scroll. So let's go in. There it is. Learn more. Increases the strength of a spell. We'll learn it. So we can give accents to all of our spells. So we can basically do this, and it's Sigil of Strength. It's too powerful, though. I can't use it. So, I need a lore of 45. Actually, it says I need a lore of 50, and I have a lore of 45. So, we're going to keep trying to upgrade that lore. Let's go over here. Carefully skinned game hangs from this branch. They appear sickly and malnourished. Table is lined with various medicinal herbs. It would appear that they have been carefully rationed. And, fuck it. Let's talk with Bitterquip, huh? Glory to the voices of the right! Projecting his salutation for all to hear, the grinning blood chanter raps his staff against the ground as you approach. Fatebinder Linux, I presume? The smile quickly retreats, giving way to a sour scowl. I'm Bitterquip. I'm here as the emissary of the Scarlet Chorus. Looks at you impatiently. What's it like working with Disfavored? Scoffs, looking away from you for a moment for sniffing return with his attention on you. Reporting to the Iron Hag is an insult. She fought one duel for a title? One? Her leadership must be continuously proven, earned and defended. Weakness should bleed to the bottom of the army, not rise to the top. My assignment here is also an insult, but one I will bear for the good of the chorus. He sniffs the air, smiling one side of his mouth. If only to see, with my own eyes, the failure of the Disfavored. That will be a fine day. No, what's with the Scarlet Chorus, huh, bud? The chorus is the future of the tears. I feel only derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable ascension. He gives you a raised eyebrow. What in particular would you like to know? Oh, what's up with the voices of Narat, huh? I can't keep that voice going. Too much. Nah, fuck it. He is a supreme commander and public servant. He who sets us free but directs all. He smiles as he talks, his face turning flush. Wants that dick. Voices of Narat is the epitome of what each of us can become. A magician without equal in the leadership of uncountable numbers. The voices in the chorus are one, conquering, expanding, growing, changing, always stronger. He pounds his staff on the ground. Glory to the voices! Sounds as if you really like the voices of Narat. He blinks several times and scowls, saying nothing. How did you come to join the Scarlet Chorus? How did you join the Scar Corps? The doctrine of strength speaks to me, and I answered its call, as did some of my arcane peers. I took to the chorus almost instantly. Unlike most, I cried not for the life of comfort lost to me. My magic evokes fear and terror, and I easily established my dominance over a pack in my early days in the chorus. If you're so curious about it all, perhaps you should visit our camp and see for yourself. Oh, what's your role? I'm a blood chanter. My magic can turn the will of a man and turn the tide of battle. I have held command for 3 years now. Through being forced to keep an eye on the Disfavored is not the reward I envisioned for my service thus far. That's all for now. He nods at us. So, that's interesting, right? He's all pumped up. What's here? Arrows reflect with precision and care. Sparing dummy shows the deep gouges of hard use. Spears are in uniform and their quality craftsmanship. Let's go up here. That's a little, oh, Rod of Strength. Oh, I got a Rod of Strength right here, boy. Let's go up to this guy, Barrick. He just sort of stares at you. Okay, nice. Press straw in the corner of this prison cell absorbs much of the stench. As you know, they just sort of make people shit on themselves, like, all the time. Isotanus. He curses the air as the blade of thin iron breaks in half beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why he got into this crap, but our supplies are spent. And he wipes sweat off his brow. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, don't get me wrong. You can take a bean and get bent back into shape, unlike the stubborn iron we have here. So he looks at his work with dread. And we always have plenty of tin copper lying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around the camp. We're garbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. They call the Disfavored the Iron Legion for a good reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but our claws are made of iron. The good stuff that comes from the smiths in Lethian's Crossing. So you mentioned an iron shortage? And it says, I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down the Matani went missing near Echo Call Crossing. Echo Call Crossing. And I'm afraid we won't be seeing any more now that the valley is sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tunin's responsibility. Why is this the first time I'm hearing of it? Keep your voice down! So he sort of flinches and lowers his own. Graven Ash doesn't want to cause a panic or pass any information to the Vendrian Guard. Best case scenario, the iron tumbled off a boat and is rusting on a riverbed. Worst case, ends up in enemy hands. I'll say, if I find myself in Echo Call, suppose I can keep an eye out. I appreciate that, as does the great general. More than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders. I know I'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. You can trust me to handle this. So we got some more disfavored favor. Disfavored favor. Ridiculous. I knew that Toon wouldn't have dispatched you without good reason. Court isn't exactly known for gambling when the stakes are high. He glanced to a crate beside him and points to a small set of notches on the wood. You see that? That is how we tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous, so people don't go snooping around. You want to keep your eye out for those. Good hunting. Need something else? And I'll say, are you familiar with the forge-bound art? More favor with disfavored. Not in the least. The forge-bound are artists who work in metal rather than paint. They conjure flames that burn hot enough to melt the metals from rocks. Me? I swing a hammer and hope that Ash's protection extends to my thumb whenever I miss. So farewell. I'm not gonna bother with him that much, and we have a new quest. But we have to meet the Archons. I feel like we should keep exploring the tent, so they say the Archons await you inside. Alright. So we'll finish here. Meager portion of game simmers in a large copper pot. Fragrant spices attempt to mask the potent smell of whatever creature they decide to cook. Maybe a person. Vantage point, you see tents trail off, obscured by the rising smoke of campfires. Soldier you see appear somber and quiet, calm before the storm. So Lucia. I am Lucia, this is Marcus. Sorry. I am Lucia, this is Marcus. So a disfavored soldier points to the armored man next to her. And you must be the fate binder. From under her hermit you hear an audible scoff. We've been assigned to babies. Assigned to your hospitality. Marcus quickly interjects. While you remain on disfavored ground, if you should need a place to rest, we can make the necessary preparations. What can we do for you? We can go, Marcus, tell me about yourself. Not sure there's much to tell. I trained at Fort Resolution. This is my first campaign. I'm proud to be with the Legion. I was wounded at the Gates of Judgment, but Graven Ash's protection mended me good. I owe my life to him. I owe my life to him. Are you bragging that you let your guard down, took a spear to the gut? You really shouldn't boast about a filthy tearsman besting you in battle. You're just bitter that Lord Ash never seems to notice you. Notice me, senpai. In all seriousness, I would take that spear again if it brought honor to the disfavored. Kairos knows we could use it. Well, we are the elite fighters of the Northern Army, but somehow we still lack the Overlord's confidence. Lucia, tell me about yourself. I do this! So she picks up a heavy shield. And I do this! And she stabs at the air with her spear. She shrugs. Playing host is not my strong suit. Ignore my sarcasm. I've seen the Legion through my share of the campaign. After so much bloodshed, our pretenses of honor can wear me down. Turns a cautious eye your way. North is my home, and I consider every and each one of these ironclad bastards in this camp to be my family. You won't find another army where each member of the phalanx is as beloved and cherished as the next. You seem handy with a weapon, Lucia. You know what I mean, girl? Insufficient reputation. I know a thing or two about smith foes who are stupid enough to challenge me. What of it? Easy, Lucia. We don't punish curiosity here. No need to fly off the handle on the basis of a simple reflection. Train us well, Fatebinder. The Archon makes sure that our potential is realized before we reach battle. Most of us keep a cool head when we see any action. And he looks at her and frowns. Most of us. How have your skills fared in battle against the Oathbreakers, Marcus? Not enough reputation. Wait, is this all a ruse? Did Toon send you to test the army's trained grit? Because I won't stand for it. Will you calm the fuck down, you tangled fishnet of nerves? This is after how many head wounds you took last week? Stop looking for enemies behind every shadow. I guarantee you'll be disappointed. What's it like, sir, with the disfavored? In spite of our name, the Legion commands more honor than any military on the face of Terratus. Unlike the chorus, there is tradition, discipline, teamwork, and unity of purpose. Looks out across camp. There aren't many of us, but it's better that way. We're a tightly knit family bound together by trust and glory. Accurate enough. After seeing the disunity and bickering of the younger realm defenders, I feel lucky to be in the most agreeable Legion of Kairos' host, even if we're not always the most efficient. If the Legion boasts so much honor, why are they disfavored? That's a bad thing. That'll lower our favorite, I don't care. Insufficient reputation. I'm afraid that isn't for me to say. Others around camp might be able to tell you more, but I don't freely discuss Great General's history to outsiders. You'll say that involves the Great General, which is already telling a clue, idiot. Drat, at least the Iron Marshal isn't within earshot, or I'd be washing my mouth out with wormwood. Alright, farewell. We can train with them if we want. Let's get this. Alright, heavy leather armor. Let's get this. Alright, so Beastwood Pollen, Whetstone Topaz. So this was glowing purple. It's why I leveled up, is because I found that. You know, a subterfuge helped me locate it. And yeah, you know, I think that's a good calling point. We can stop right here, and we'll continue next. We'll talk to the Archons first. You know, we'll see what they're about. I hope that you guys enjoyed this this sesh. I think that this game's really good. It takes a little bit to get rolling. A lot of talking. So if you don't like hearing my voice or, you know, anything like that, I should warn you, there will be a lot of talking. As we go, characters discuss things with each other. And there are voice actors for the more, excuse me, for the more, like, notable characters. So, like, Verse has a voice actor. So far, that's pretty much all we've seen, I think. You know, but Graven Ash and the voices of Marat will definitely have one. So on that note, I just want to thank you guys for watching. You know, stay in touch for next episode, where we're actually going to see the Archons. Have a great day, great week, great year. And this is Black Mama 44, out.